And from wherever you are, start to gently bring yourself into a tabletop. When you come onto all fours, ensuring that those fingertips are spread out nice and wide, palms are underneath the shoulders, and then just start to take some freestyle movements. Rounding out through the spine, and then arcing the back. Organically come in and out of these undulations. And really try to tune in by closing the eyes. Maybe even your shoulders and hips sway from side to side a little bit. But for just a few more breaths. Find some nice, easy, flowing movements. Maybe you just want to stay in a child's pose, really lengthening out your lower back. By taking the knees together, you'll get a little bit deeper in through that lumbar spine, comparative to allowing the knees to be wider and then extending the chest through to the top of your mat. And then in the next breath, slowly find a little bit of stillness. Walk your knees together. Have the crease of the elbows facing one another. And take a micro bend in through the elbows. Reaching that left leg back. And then reaching the right arm forward. Take 2 to 3 pulses before you take the elbow to the knee and round out the spine. Inhale to extend, and then just continue elbow to knee. Remember, the breath is a big hint of what's happening in your body. So if your breath feels a little broken or staggered, maybe limit that range of motion. Or slow it down, so then you could try to really work on lengthening each inhale and then expelling all of the breath on the way out. Okay, taking 1 to 2 more. And then you're just going to switch sides right away. So reaching that right leg back, left arm forward, pulse 2 to 3 times, and then elbow to knee. Getting that slight right glute squeeze. Getting that full extension with the chest. And really feeling that core activate whenever you bend the limbs. Creating a little bit of heat in the body, breathing in and out of the nose. Ujjayi style breath. Final 1 to 2. Good. Tabletop directly into a down dog. On an exhale, we're going to continue that movement, but now in a more active set. So first, walk out your dog, shaking out your head, and know that you can always come back to that technique that you just did. Otherwise, you're going to take the right leg up toward the ceiling for about 5 breaths. Enjoy the stretch first. Stack the right hip on top of the left, and then square the shoulders off. Taking an inhale, knee to nose, into that high plank position, 3-legged downward dog. Bring that right leg back up, and then exhale, continue to cycle through a little bit more of an active core technique now. Really drawing that knee in and up toward the trunk of the body. Make sure that those fingertips are spread out nice and wide, so it's equally distributing the weight. Take about 3 to 5 more. You could even take the knee to the nose and hold there for about 3 more counts. Where you're finishing up with the final 2. And then holding the knee to the nose for 5. If you're not there yet, 4. Bring it knee to the nose, 3. 2. High plank. Drop down to the knees. Take 5 tricep push-ups. Okay, first round. So knees are down just to make sure that your alignment is in place. Back to a down dog stretch. Walk out the feet, in and out of the nose. Try to keep that heat internal so we can get a little bit more into the detoxifying factor. And let's reach that left leg up. Holding as you stack the hips, squeeze the glute, push the mat away from you, square your shoulders off. Taking an inhale, knee to the nose. Let's try to cycle through, coming back into that rocking motion. Getting that nice stretch through the back lining of the leg, but then firing up through the front of the belly. Good, you've got 2 to 3 more. Good, that last one, you're gonna find a hold for 5, 4, 3, good. If it's there, push up from high plank, or again, dropping down to the knees, coming into that tricep set for 3 to 5, and then back into your down dog on an exhale. And then stretch out the backs of those legs, shake out the head, walk your palms to your feet, palms to the shins, flat back, inhale, forward fold, exhale. Stand up, inhale, reach the arms overhead, palms to prayer, forward fold right away, hinging from the hips, flat back, inhale, high plank pose, 2 breaths, hold high plank. Again, walk your palms to your feet, palms to the shins when you get there, flat back on an inhale, forward fold, exhale. Inhale to stand it up. Squeeze the glutes, palms to prayer, hinge from the hips, flat back on an inhale, high plank pose again, hold for 5 breaths. Try to keep the core nice and tight, the shoulder scapula down, hips are the same height as your triceps. Walk the palms to the feet, you get the idea. Palms to the shins, flat back, forward fold, exhale. Inhale to rise. Palms to prayer, last time, hinging forward, flat back on an inhale, high plank pose, this is it for 5. Get your set up, and then with control, bend the elbows as slow as you possibly can. You're gonna lower down to the belly, really, really slow. When you get there, balance on your belly button, lift up through the toes, and then float the palms up. So you're not using the pressure of the hands or the strength of the arms to hold the body up in space. And then squeeze the elbows behind you as you continue to lift the front of the body. Taking 1 more breath. Tuck the toes, plant the palms, push up. Down dog direct. Exhale, 2 breaths. Walk out your feet and shake the head. Good. Walk the feet into the middle of the mat. Walk the palms to meet the feet. Bend the elbows. You can stay in a forward fold, option 1. Option 2, coming into an arm balance for about a minute. Bend the elbows so you're creating a tricep shelf. Try to take the kneecaps in and around the armpit area, and then float 1 foot up and then the other as the backs of the shins land just on that tricep shelf. Continue to practice here. Now, if it's part of your routine, you can come into a headstand. Just make sure that it's in control, that you're not falling over, that you've done it a few times and perhaps even have gotten somebody to spot you before. But we're holding here for about 5 more counts. So wherever you are, continue to breathe through whatever it is that's coming up. If it's part of your practice, you could jump back and take that flush set, or just walk the feet back, and then from high to low, cycle it out. And when you get into that downward dog, take 1 breath in through the nose, out of the mouth, and then do 5 more flushes. High plank to low, cycling through that up dog to that down dog, and then just continue. For about 1 more full cycle set. Down dog for 2 breaths. Getting into a little bit more core than you may be used to. You could come into a child's pose if you need it, or cross at the ankles, and then come into a comfortable cross-legged position. Now you can use a block if you have one. If not, you could use a pillow, or you could just imagine yourself holding something. You're going to find those 2 sit bones, reaching those legs forward, and then move the flesh and the muscle out of the way. Roll the shoulders back a few times, and then come to balance on those 2 bony parts, and then float the toes. Now you're welcome to stay here if this is more than enough. Maybe you come into a full Navasana where the feet come up, heels the same height as the knees, shins are the parallel to the ceiling, and then maybe you release the arms out. But be mindful that your back is straight and long, and that you have control over the body, that your breath isn't staggering too much. It's smooth, consistent, and equal on the inhale and exhales. Okay, take about 2 more breaths from where you are. Cross at the ankles, sit up, shoulders up, inhale. Out of the mouth. Adding on to your second set with that block or something imaginary. Now you're going to bring those legs up to a position that they feel comfortable, and you're going to introduce a little bit of a twist right through the midsection. Now every time you twist, you're going to come into a strong exhale, SH out of the mouth. It sounds like this, shh, 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 shh. So keep going, find that breath. You're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Keep going. Try to smile. Try to keep those shoulders down and back. Keep breathing here. Come back into your still hold. Maybe take that prop up onto the shins. You could always hold on to the backs of your thighs and take 3 breaths. Really feel that heat coming in and out of the nose. Lift the prop, cross at the ankles, shoulders up, inhale. Out of the mouth, do that again, shoulders up. Place that block to the side, butterfly the feet, and then come into a little bit of a flutter. So bouncing the knees out, sitting tall with your spine. Maybe you hold on to the toes, maybe the bottoms of the feet. Try to keep the shoulders as best as you can over top of those hips. Bounce one ear from one shoulder, the other ear to the other. Okay, find stillness. Pulse the upper body forward a little bit. And then slowly from here, you're going to lower down onto the back, maintaining this butterfly. If you're flexible, you're going to bring a block on the way down. So as you lower down, you're going to be taking that block, level 1 height, just underneath the feet. And then from here, your palms can be on the belly, upper or lower. You could cactus out the elbows and then soften the eyes. Easy breaths in and out of the nose, just letting that body cool down. Good, you're about halfway through. Try not to peek with your eyes. There's nothing going on. You're just resting. Just breathing. Good. Taking your final 3 breaths here. Not allowing anything to distract you. Good. Reaching the palms down to the sides of your thighs. Bring the knees together, hugging both knees in toward the chest. Inhale your forehead up to touch the kneecaps. And then exhale, relaxing your head back down, rocking your body from side to side. Widen your stance into a happy baby, and then just continue to rock your body from side to side. Hug those knees back into the chest. Start to rock forward and back along your spine. 2 to 3 times. And then the next time you rock up, you're bringing yourself right into a comfortable seated. Take a moment to shake out the head again from side to side, bobbing one ear to one shoulder, the other ear to the other. And from here, getting ready for your next add-on. You can stay seated, grab a little bit of water if you need it, or you could come into a child's pose.